What's up, guys? It's your boy Ace from AceMadden.com, and today we're going to be talking about pre-snap and post-snap reads. I know it's a little bit late in the season to be posting a video like this, but my man AJ Hobbs is having some struggles. He posted yesterday, reminding me basically that I totally forgot to post this video 3 weeks ago. I promised him, and I totally failed, so I'm sorry, man. Hopefully this makes it up to you and helps you out. This is very valuable content for those of you who are beginners and some of you intermediates as well. So I'll try to keep this video as short as possible. No promises because it's kind of complicated. Not really, but it's just I might ramble a little bit and there's a lot of things I want to touch on. So I'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. But before I do that, just another reminder that my Twitch is up, twitch.tv/AceMadden. For those of you who want to see my uncut gameplay, head on over and follow me on there. So let's get into it and try to be as quick as possible. So I'm going to come out in a random offensive formation. I'm going to go over the very basics here, and then we'll get more complicated. So we're going to come out of 3 Samuel Blitz. And if you see this kind of look, you can tell they're not baseline because our X receiver is lined up inside. And this cornerback right here, I'll hover on him, right here is lined up on X. So we know it's not baseline. If it's baseline, he'd be way out here. So we have 3 options here. Single high coverage. It's either cover 3, which it is most of the time, probably 90% of the time. It could be cover 1, maybe. Don't see cover 1 that often, but it could be. So you don't want to eliminate that from your brain completely. Or it could be some kind of weird coverage where they're showing blitz. I personally don't see that very often. And if they're showing blitz most of the time, didn't mean to do that. Most of the time the cornerbacks will press. So really, I can tell easily it's cover 3. So the next thought process you're going to have here is look at your play art. Are you satisfied with this play versus cover 3? This specific play I have, I don't think it's really a cover 3 beater. I mean, you can beat cover 3. But just think to yourself, is this a play I want to be out in versus cover 3? If not, change your play, through the audibles, change your formation, go to a play you like versus cover 3. Okay, so that's cover 3 really. Cover 1 technically as well. Come out in the same formation, and we'll do Tampa 2 now. In this one, you need to be a little bit more careful. I'll explain why. So right here, you see this 2 deep shell. Might not be 2 deep. It might be 4 deep. We'll talk about that in a second. But when you see 2 safeties deep like this, really it can mean a few things. It's either going to be cover 2, Tampa 2, cover 2 sink, all those kind of cover 2s. It might be cover 2 man. It might be cover 4 press. Or I guess cover 4 show 2 it might be called. It can be many things. Or it could be baseline, which in this case is not because of our formation. This guy would be out here. But for the sake of the example, it could also be baseline. It could be cover 3 technically. It could be any coverage. And I'll explain that further in a second. But what you need to do at this point, okay, I really don't know if it's cover 2. I can't tell just from looking at this shell definitively if it's cover 2. So I tell myself, okay, can they send any pressure at me? Yes, technically they can, but this is not a traditional formation to send blitzes. They could send it from the guy who's above RB. I'm not going to worry about it right now because obviously I know it's not a blitz. I will get into that later. But I'm just going to look at the safeties, see what they do. I can immediately tell they're dropping into deep halves. I know it's going to be cover 2. I look at my routes that beat cover 2. Okay? So let's go to instant replay. And what you need to do is just pay attention to the animation. Look at what the safeties are doing. They're dropping diagonally, and that lets me know that this guy's in a deep half. I don't even need to look at the other safety. I immediately know he's dropping in a deep half to keep the integrity of the defense. If this guy was dropping in a deep quarter straight back, this guy could run a fade and get open in the end zone because this guy's not in the right zone to play him. This guy's in a deep half. That means this guy's in a deep half. Cover 2, I immediately know it's they can make adjustments and put certain guys in man coverage and stuff, but regardless, it's a cover 2 shell. Okay, so that's something you need to be on the lookout for with cover 2. And then you can, like I said, baseline is something I personally use a lot and something a lot of people use. So I'll show you. Go back to 3 Samuel Blitz. I'm going to baseline. And now look at that. Now I got this guy going back. So now oh crap, it looks like cover 2. Like, I know the cornerbacks are hanging back a little bit, so it might not be, but they could press. Watch if they press. Now you definitely can't tell. You can't tell if it's cover 3. You can't tell if it's cover 2, cover 4, man coverage. You really can't tell. They're disguising their coverage very well. At this point, you have to work post snap. You have to. You have no other choice. So I'm going to snap the ball. Look at the safeties. I see one safety dropping back to the center field. I know it's cover 3 or cover 1 or something like that. And then I go to whatever route beats that. You have to have that thought process. You have to immediately look at the coverage. Right here, obviously, it's cover 3. As soon as he base aligns and presses, you have absolutely no idea. And some people do this before their defense even gets set, so you really can't even tell whatsoever. So you have to work post-snap, and you have to look at the safeties. Tell yourself, okay, you see one guy going center field? Okay, got it. Going to go deep. Okay? So obviously it didn't work out. Not really the point. But it's just the thought process, okay? So think about it like that, and then I'll show you, take it a step further. We'll use a blitz here. When I'm playing an opponent who's very blitz heavy, here's what I'll do. So this is a very popular blitz. I'll show you. Baseline press, crash your D-line in, crash them out, man up this guy, and hover this guy in this gap. So very good blitz. I use this every single game. So what I do is I tell myself, okay, this guy's in this look again, in this formation. Where is he possibly sending pressure from? Really, the only logical answer, I mean, you can send it from the cornerbacks on the outside, but really it's this guy. So what I tell myself is this. Okay, if I see that guy coming, I know I have very limited time. I have about 2 seconds to make my read. What can beat the defense in 2 seconds? So I snap it. He comes. He actually got picked up. I don't know how. I might have set it up wrong. Oh, I know what it was. I wasn't hovering. Let me redo that. So let me set it up again. Boom, set up. I'm going to hover this time. Try to use both things here. Boom, just like that, get out of my hands, because I saw the guy coming off the edge. You have to look at that guy who can possibly rush you. If he drops back, you can just chill, and you can just pick apart the defense. Now, I know there's some formations that have double edge pressure. For the most part, people only send it off one edge. So for this example, like I said, it's coming off that one edge. I can look at him, and let's say, okay, this time he mans up on him. Okay, I know I got time. You know, didn't work out very well, but I know I have time in general. More time than I would have if this guy's running completely free off the edge. Okay, but, you know, obviously you can pick up pressure on that by just blocking the tight end or something. Just to show you, real quick. Picks up the pressure, pick apart the defense or whatever. Still a really good defense regardless. But yeah, those are the basics of it. Let me think of something I'm forgetting here. That's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, if they're base aligning, you cannot tell pre-snap what covers they're in. If you see the single high coverage, you know it's going to be cover 3 or cover 1. Or, you know, technically it could be a show blitz as well. You see the 2 high. If it's not base align, it could be Tampa 2, cover 2 sync. Cover 4, show 2. It could be all of those. So you really just need to look at the safeties, because the safeties will tell you a lot based on what they're trying to do. So I hope this video helped you guys out. I tried to be as organized as I could with my thoughts. If you guys have any questions, there goes my capture card screwing up again. I was basically done with the video, but I was just saying, leave any comments you have regarding reading coverages. Please drop a like and hit the subscribe button. If you guys enjoy daily Madden content, really helps me out. And like I said, twitch.tv/AceMadden if you're interested in my uncut gameplay. And I will see you guys later.